From the University of Michigan campus in Ann Arbor, CBS Sports presents the Big Ten. Today, it's the third-ranked team in the nation, the Purdue Boilermakers, and the Michigan Wolverines. Our officials this afternoon, Brian Dorsey, who has officiated a Final Four, Brooks Wells, and Kevin Brill, all with extensive NCAA tournament experience. And here come the Boilermakers, fresh off a win over defensive-minded Rutgers a couple nights ago. And Braden Smith with the ball.
And Michigan opens into man-to-man.
Lawyer will put up a three, and his shot has been struggling, and Edey wrestles down the loose one.
Hand-to-hand combat, that's exactly what that was, and I think he could have called the foul on either guy there.
So the Wolverines come in at 8-19, clearly a disappointing season. Cheddar inside, Reed over Edey.
He had open heart surgery. He told us yesterday that he's finally, in the last 10 days, feeling better.
Oh, what a shot by McDaniel to get things on yet, and the Boilermakers won by 32. One of the most lopsided losses for the Wolverines, in fact, the biggest in 17 years. Kaufman ran on top. Edey is inside. Reed is on him. Nice shot. And here he comes the other way. On the road in the conference, Purdue 5-3. Smith got fancy, lost the ball. Defense by the Wolverines. Here comes Williams the other way into Jones and around Edey. Oh, will it go? For the Wolverines. Is at 13-3.
Michigan trying to change up the defensive looks a little bit. Little pressure. Now they drop back into what looks like a matchup zone.
Smith, 2.
He is so good with that pull-up jump shot.
Third leading scorer on the team against Rutgers. 13 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists Thursday in West Lafayette. McDaniel with the Reed screen. He's knocked in another.
He's in it. Their offense has been fabulous so far.
Jones, Kaufman-Renn, cross court. It is a 3. Lawyer can't get it. Edey does. Jones, triple.
And among other things, they do well, Kevin. They're an outstanding offensive rebounding team. It's very interesting. Michigan is sort of allowing Fletcher Lawyer to shoot the ball. He's not shot it well in the last few games, but you got to get that off the defensive rebound.
Boy, Cheddar hits another one. That was a 2.
And the Wolverines back into the zone. That's a matchup, not a switch.
Smith, Kaufman-Renn, got by McDaniel, and Edey there to flush. Braden gets it inside. Edey is there. Off the glass. Rebound pulled down by Williams.
And Edey is very slow to get up.
Inside. Oh, a nice jam put in for the Wolverines. Will check in. Smith on the fly. Got his own miss. Edey will collect it in there. Braden Smith goes down. Driving his Lawyer. Knocked away. He got inside. Burnett is Master Chief at the free throw line.
Well, it certainly has. Purdue with some big non-conference wins.
He's out of Minnesota. And the other night, off the bench, 18 points. He had scored 20 total in the previous 10 games. And people were raving about his performance.
Well, he's really an athletic guy. And
Howard with a 3. And they get it to
Purdue at bay.
Edey a high screen. They get the switch. Braden Smith will find Edey underneath, and there's no stopping a man that big at 7'4".
There's a lot of foul trouble for Michigan inside. Cheddar is trying to guard Zach Edey inside, and Cheddar, he's given up about 7 inches.
Cheddar, McDaniel will penetrate. Fouled. 3 of 5 from the floor.
This is a great pivot and pass, and it's really difficult because Cheddar just can't get around him, and if Edey's that close to the basket, forget it. And then we talked about McDaniel, and he just drives it right at Edey.
80%, 8 of 10 from the field. 3-point play from Fort Wayne. He's in the contest now for the Boilermakers. Cross court, wild pass, long shot. Williams watches it bounce. Inside, foul on Michigan. Going up, foul right there at me. 81% free throw shooter Braden Smith at the free throw line. The game, in fact, Dan, Purdue has the same starting 5 all season. Into the defense of George Washington. Gillis, he'll put up a 3. First trying to get it, surrounded by Mays and picked up by Jackson.
And Michigan wants to push.
Inside Cheddar. Bumped. Foul. Count it. It was Gillis who got him in there. Reed with a couple of fouls. He spends the rest of his time. Michigan's lead is at 7, the biggest this afternoon. It's Edey and Cheddar.
There's just nothing Cheddar can do. I mean, that was
George Washington. Here's Jackson. Sounds like a game of presidents. Jackson will drive. Nice defense by Kaufman-Renn, forcing the turnover. And the other way coming is Braden Smith. Inside. Oh, Heidi. All over Smith. Edey again inside. When he gets that kind of position, there is no... Kaufman-Renn. Outside three. Jones missed it all. The number 2 3-point shooting team in college basketball. Only 1 of 6 from distance. Smith, 3. No. Rebound. Jones! Oh, he came out of the rafters. Parachutes in and gives Purdue their first lead this afternoon.
But that's 6 offensive rebounds in the game by Purdue. They're not making their threes, but they're rebounding the ball on the offensive end, and they're getting it inside to Edey.
Jackson, 3.
Oh, okay. Blaming, but I really don't know. Out on the street, he might have been arrested for that.
Smith knocked away. Kayat got in there and knocked it. And on that 3-point shot by Jackson at the free throw line. And the Purdue Boilermakers have won 10 of 11. And here is McDaniel. Jones was on him. It's Washington and Reed. They've taken out Edey. They put in first, and they find Williams inside, carving, and down goes Heidi. Michigan.
It's his time. Sent from 3 in Big Ten play. They've been getting it done on the inside.
Edey is in. Cheddar is on him. Shot clock at 10. Braden Smith. Gillis free to fire from 3. Nice shot. He is a 49% three-point shooter. Second best on the team. Very good shooter.
The movement and the energy of Smith draws the defense, and you can't leave Edey, and so that you got to leave somebody open, and that time it was Gillis.
Lawyer is down, watching 14.
And you see all the guys for Purdue.
Oh, my goodness.
3 extremely well.
And Dan, you've hit on something because that becomes such a big...
To that question is to perform well in the postseason, and they're going to obviously have the opportunity to do that.
Edey, Gillis, triple. And they're jumping over Edey's back.
To Purdue.
Edey's made 19 consecutive. And the team overall, their last 49 tries.
Remember, Michigan started out shooting 8 of 10, Kevin, and they've cooled off, and that's allowed Purdue to battle back into the lead.
It has. Howard on top. Washington, 3.
Now, George Washington III, you watch him in practice, and he's an excellent three-point shooter. He just hasn't found the range in games, so he's got to be very happy to see that one go in.
He's only 4 of 16 all season. Smith, 3. Book it. Nice shot. Braden Smith nails one. Howard with a good screen. McDaniel will slither down the lane. Edey was waiting. Turnover right there. It's Gillis. Smith. Back to Gillis. Thinking 3. Goes by Howard and will penetrate.
For Gillis.
These two teams have faced probably the 2 hardest schedules in the country on conference and regular season. Ranked 1 and 2 in that category. Williams is chiseling and fires over Smith. And the rugged Wildcats winning that one over the Wolverines on Thursday. Chris Collins and his team. Another good job. Edey inside. Cheddar defends. Gathering himself. And that's the result. 13 for Edey.
Edey does such a great job.
Look at him corkscrew inside. Cheddar. Rebound by Gillis. Nice move. Look at the flying Jones. Oh, he's an acrobat. three. No. Rebound flying in is Smith. Almost lost the ball. Picked up by Heidi. Jones thinking three. Smith. Jones. And the Boilermakers get into the big man, Edey, and it will crawl in 15 points here from Newcastle, Indiana. Smith, he'll put up a three. Rebound, Doug McDaniel. Quickly the other way. Pedal to the metal. Tapped in, Cheddar.
In four.
He's like a fighter that's taken too many punches. Jones, three. Chase down, Gillis retrieves it. Got the 50-50 ball. Smith from three. Smith with the rebound. Outside, Jones, triple. 3 fouls, and that is hurting him.
It's just hard to pressure Smith.
Look at Cheddar. I mean, rarely do you see a player gasping for air like that. With a three, Smith, Edey cleans it up, puts it in, fouled on the play. Or they bring in Cheddar, and at the line is Edey. Who it is? McDaniel. Boy, did he start out hot. You were just talking about that. He was on fire. Half minute to go here in the first half.
It's been hard for him to find room, though, recently, Kevin.
Williams fadeaway. Pretty shot. Terrence Williams puts it in.
Looking shot. The one Michigan desperately needed. Game and shot clock are just about the same.
About the same. Just a split second different. Gillis. Edey. Howard defends. And he got steamrolled by Edey. 19. Zeros on the clock. Halftime is here. The college player of the year from last year and perhaps even this season. Zach Edey having his way inside. McDaniel will pick it up.
And keep in mind that Cheddar has 3 fouls, Reed has 3 fouls, Burnett has 3 fouls.
Foul on the shot taken by McDaniel.
Purdue number 3.
15-6 run.
As we mentioned, 15-6 of that run. Trying to catch as much rest as he can anytime he can. He's really
Dad played football at North Dakota State. He's a tough kid with great genes. And he right now has got a battle inside on Kaufman-Wren. Outside, Lawyer three, and it finally goes in. He has struggled with that shot.
You can see there he played very well early in the season, has tailed off late, but again, you don't care what he does. You'd like to have him back for March.
Edey, Kaufman-Wren, bumping off bodies and finds the deuce. Way picked up by Smith. Off to the races, Jones on the wing. Burnett picked him up. Knocked away, a turnover. That's 5. Racing the other way, McDaniel on the breakaway. Could not get it to go, and finally put back up and in.
Fight for a rebound because Michigan's got all their guys in foul trouble.
Amari Burnett. And this is over Smith. Reed lassos the ball and saves it for the Wolverines. It's a Burnett 3.
And he threw the ball right past McDaniel's ear. Now McDaniel ended up picking up the foul. Now that could have been a turnover.
Smith. Edey. 29 McDaniel.
He made all of them the other night. And that was great ball movement again. And that's a staple of Purdue.
Oh, nice try by McDaniel. 13 for him. And he averages 16 a game.
Lawyer today. That was a wide open 3.
McDaniel on the move. And picked up by Smith, who's all gas and no break, and finds Lawyer. Jackson will take it inside the paint and pop it over Gillis.
Jackson does that very well, Kevin. He really is pretty good at putting it down and taking the ball to the basket.
He's got 7 right now for the Wolverines. He averages 5.
And the Wolverines still hanging around, Kevin.
Blown out in West Lafayette back in January by 32. Smith on the run, puts in another. Staying in the Big Ten after this one. With McDaniel and about 7 minutes gone, finding Jackson for 3. He's got 10. Heidi goes down low. Edey has got it, a little bit outside, but leans in nicely and gets the foul and count the 2.
And the referee called it against Jones.
Oh, what a stroke. Michigan is shooting 49% from the floor with 7 threes. Smith on the run, floater on the fly. Claimed inside by Smith. Outside, Jones, 3. Bullseye! 3 threes and 13 points for Lance Jones has the Purdue faithful on their feet here in Ann Arbor. McDaniel will scoop it home. Back to Jones, free to fire. Picked up by McDaniel. Here he goes. 4-on-1. Off to Howard. Now the Michigan faithful in full throat. The closest it's been this half. Edey. Cheddar tried to stop him. Working under that basket. Something Steve Nash always did at Santa Clara. Inside Edey. They cannot stop him. He is...
But Kevin, he is the focal piece of one of the best teams in the country.
Burnett working to get free and fires. And that was over Braden Smith. Heidi. 9.5 to go. Smith will take it in. Gillis free from outside. Good close. Cheddar. Edey there. Grabs it. Puts it down. Count it. Purdue was recruiting Hunter Dickinson, who's now a kid.
But then Matt Harms transferred out. Went from Purdue to Wake Forest.
Howard across the lane. Cheddar, a fake. Fire. Got it.
Excuse me. When he first went out to play against the guys in the summer, they thought, oh my, what is this? This guy can't play at all.
Cheddar's got 10. He averages 7. Lot of congestion in there all over Edey. Back-to-back games in Ann Arbor in 12 years.
Can you imagine seeing that on a hockey rink? You just watch the game, you think, okay, Purdue must be ahead by more than 10 points, but it's still just a 10-point game. Couple of stops, couple of threes, and this becomes interesting.
Lawyer there. Now 3 of 8.
Guys who can hurt you, which makes it very hard to defend.
It's Burnett curling in on Smith. Plowing and over Edey. He gets it to go.
Burnett had those 3 fouls really early in the first half, so that hurt him.
Braden Smith. Jones drives hard. That has been on his mind, he says, every game, every practice. It's Burnett. A thicket of defenders, but he still gets it to go. Hanging around's a deadly thing for a high-ranked team.
Without any question.
Smith. Kaufman ran. And he had great position underneath the hole.
And it's against Jackson, who has 4 the NCAA tournament last year, and they just lost recently to Creighton, but they've been pretty dominant this year, too.
Nifty little move right there by Doug McDaniel. And Gillis. Knocked away. Good play by McDaniel.
We talk about how well Purdue plays on offense. That was just very poorly executed.
Good looking drive inside. He's gotten stronger as the game's gone on. McDaniel. And picked up by Reed. Torn away by Jones. Out of bounds off of Michigan. And
I think they called a foul on Reed.
And Michigan is...
drives the ball, takes some mid-range jump shots.
In the corner, it's Howard. Maneuvers and drives. Oh, meeting him at the rim was Gillis, and a foul on Purdue.
Well, Howard that time, that was a great pump fake. And Edey.
Line, his dad, of course, is Jawan. At the start of this season, there were 25. Wisconsin. Just some of the wonderful stories of college side. Howard is on him. Smith. Gillis, 3. Good! Big-time triple.
The answer is not necessarily if you have guys who can make threes.
And Gillis has had his fair share of threes today, a couple of them. Williams against Warrior. Burnett's outside. His three. Good! Back and forth we go. Some terrific shooting here late.
Now Michigan's back in a zone. It's going to be hard to pressure against the zone, in a zone.
It's Edey, and they get a couple guys on him. He's in a straight jacket and a foul.
Near the player in the country, so it would help Purdue greatly if he could have a...
It's Burnett, and Jackson going into Gillis with a corkscrew move. Rebound, Gillis inside.
Jackson wanted the three, Kevin, but he didn't catch the ball clearly. And then maybe did a little too much screwing and wasn't able to get it in.
It's Jones and Burnett. We're under a minute to go. Jones and Smith. Purdue in first place by 2 games in the conference over the Illini. Shot clock. Oh, it goes off. They missed it. Shot clock violation on Purdue. And with 3 games to play for the outright championship in the regular season in the Big Ten. Here comes McDaniel. Squeaking through. Edey is on him. And now it's Jackson who puts up the shot. Williams the rebound. Surrounded by defenders, and a whistle and a foul and 20 seconds to go. Highest Michigan free throw percentage.
And I thought they played very hard, and when Michigan cut into the lead, I thought they showed poise.
The full court here, as you can see, by Michigan, knocked away, picked up, whistle, foul. It will. 2-time Missouri Valley Conference all-defensive team member. Rebound Edey on the miss, and a foul.
So if that's on Jackson, he's done too, I think.
He is in this conference, in conference play, since 1974, and Michigan State's Lindsey Hairston. Racing the other way, just seconds on the clock. A floater on the fly by Williams, lost inside, picked up. Purdue has won it. The Boilermakers go to 25-3. And their lead in the Big Ten goes to 2.5 games over Illinois. With 3 to go, Edey was amazing, matching his season high 35 points.